Student pathway to PR, that means international students coming to Canada on a temporary student visa, and then how are they going to lead their pathway to PR? There can be many options, multiple options for students here. What are those and how to basically chalk your international student pathway to PR is the main topic of the day. Please be tuned till the end. My name is Sahil. Guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of coming to Canada, then this is a channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, what we are discussing today is the very important aspect of an international student's journey in Canada, where an international student who comes to Canada is usually not aware on how to get his or her permanent residency. Well, this pathway or this name or the jargon is known as the pathway to PR. Guys, when you board a flight from India or anywhere across the globe, you want to come to Canada, at that moment as an international student, you're only a temporary resident. That means a PR is never guaranteed. Okay. Now, wherever you're landing, you can definitely claim an FSW if you have international experience, if you have English and all the other requirements, but that automatically does not give you a Canadian experience class. So what really happens is multiple pathways are there for international students, and then let's look at them one by one. The first usual pathway that students can look into is Canadian Experience class under the gamut of express entry. Now, what really happens is once a student comes on student permit, he or she can then convert it into a PGWP if eligible. And then once you start working under the PGWP, which is an open work permit for 1 year, you can then apply for your CAC, which is the Canadian Experience class. But as an applicant, you must be aware of what your points are going to be in the future. So today, think of your futuristic situation. Say for example, you are age 26 today and you have certain points in English because you've already written an IELTS exam, right? You have your education already, your level of education already in your home country, and you know what is your level of education going to be after you complete your Canadian education. Plus, you can then factor in, say after you complete your education, you get a 1 year open work permit. You can calculate that 1 year Canadian experience class, education, Canadian education, have all of those points sorted. Go to the CRS calculator tool and see what is your futuristic point going to be. That will tell you that what to expect in the future and how hard you need to work for your PR. You now know today these are the cutoffs and this is what your futuristic point is going to be, right? So you can at least cross reference. That's your first pathway. Second pathway is looking at the PNP programs of the province that you will be studying in. That is usually very helpful because if you look at provinces like say Ontario, BC, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, even the Atlantic provinces, right? All of these provinces have international student graduate pathways to PR, right? These programs might or might not be based on job offers, but most of them are. You can also look at your local programs like say an Atlantic immigration pilot program, which may not or may require a job offer. Have your local, the province that you're going to be studying in, have a look at the PNP website and see what are the basic requirements and how do you plan to complete those requirements after you land in Canada, right? The third step or the third pathway would be looking at the PNP pathway of the surrounding provinces. Say for example, you're studying in Ontario, you're not able to meet the requirements, you could also look at the PNP programs of the other provinces. Because at the end of the day, your open work permit is open to all the provinces, right? So even if you complete your education in Ontario, after you get your PGWP, you can move to BC. Once you move to BC or Manitoba or Alberta or Nova Scotia or any other province, you can start working there. Once you have a job offer, you can apply under their PNP program, right? So in short, you should first look at the CEC eligibilities, Canadian Experience class, see what your points in the future are going to be like. Second pathway should be the PNP programs of the local province where you will be staying. Third will be looking at the PNP programs of the other provinces around Canada, right? Fourth could be looking at alternate pilot programs. Say for example, an agri-food pilot program, maybe a BC Tech pilot, or maybe rural northern immigration pilot. See what all pilot programs are applicable in your case. Look at the eligibility criteria and see if you meet them, right? It's an easy process, very easy to look through the requirement and see whether you qualify those eligibility criteria or not, right? Guys, please make sure that your PR pathway is set in your head. You really know where to apply, when to get a job, which kind of job, and what do you really need to ask your employer when you are thinking of this pathway. It's really important, otherwise your time as a student in Canada will get transcended into an open work permit, and after an open work permit you might be asked to leave Canada because you did not prepare well enough in time, right? Guys, I hope the information was helpful, gave you much respite into what exactly can be done when you come to Canada as an international student and how to plan your PR. If you have any further questions, please feel free to schedule a session with me. I would be more than happy to answer your queries. Once again, I wish you all the best and I really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.